I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy, and yes, just weird as hell. That's what you see. That's what you see.
Governor Tim Walz is the guy who started the whole weird term for how everyone is now describing the Republican ticket. And this all happened well before it became the vice presidential pick today. Walz, the governor of Minnesota, figured out a way to go at Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in a way that really did get under their skin. I mean, they have been whining about it a lot. And so today, when Kamala Harris picked Tim Walz as her running mate, it was kind of weird when Republicans were celebrating, suggesting this is a matchup they actually wanted.
Tim Walz's record is a joke. He's been one of the most far-left radicals in the entire United States government at any level. So I think what it says is that Kamala Harris is running as a San Francisco liberal. She is governed as a San Francisco liberal, and she's chosen a running mate who will be a San Francisco-style liberal.
I mean, I guess a Mankato-style liberal is kind of what he is, but it's a weird charge to level against Walz, former social studies teacher, football coach, who actually just visited San Francisco for the first time in his life last month. Well, wait a second. Oh, right. J.D. Vance lived in San Francisco for years and years, making big tech money and Silicon Valley connections that bankrolled his political future. Like, he's the guy that actually, lived in San Francisco, raised his family there. But Republicans want you to think Walz, the guy who is a public school teacher in rural Minnesota, the unassuming guy who stuck them with the weird label, is the radical leftist. The Trump campaign points to an old interview clip as proof that actually he's a secret Chinese communist.
I lived in China, and as I said, I've been there about 30 times, but if someone tells you they're an expert on China, they're probably not telling you the truth, because it's a complex country. But it's critically important for us. I don't fall into the category that China necessarily needs to be an adversarial relationship.
That does not seem that unreasonable as a statement. By the way, do you remember how Donald Trump said he and Chinese President Xi Jinping love each other, direct quote, and expressed envy that Xi got to be president for life? Trump campaign also hitting Walz for dismissing their culture war obsessions. Tim Walz thinks it's insane people will be upset at Target for partnering with a satanic designer to promote transgender products for kids, they announced on social media. Here's the video they included as proof.
You know, a governor next door to me this week made the case that a rainbow on a T-shirt at Target is destroying our democracy. That's nonsense. That's just insane. And I think most people here in Minnesota agree.
Who do you think comes out of that sounding more radical to you, at least? Some Republicans are talking about swift boating Walz because he left the National Guard back in 2005 rather than stay and deploy to Iraq, though I'm not sure. Trashing an honorably discharged 24-year Army veteran, the highest-ranking enlisted man ever to serve in the United States Congress, if I'm not mistaken, who later worked on the House Veteran Affairs Committee. I don't think that really helps Donald Trump, whose own former staffers say he called American war veterans suckers and losers. Republicans are going to find out, I think, that framing a gun-owning Midwest nice guy as a radical far-left commie ends up painting you into some really weird corners. Some conservatives now, in order to sort of keep this whole shtick going, now claiming Minnesota just isn't real America. No, literally. The secretary of the Ohio Republican Party said Minnesota isn't even in the Midwest. It's basically Canada, which last I checked, we have 50 states. National Review writer who said Minnesota is Canada light, might as well be a different planet. Remember how Republicans said the theme of their convention last month was unifying Americans? Now they're reduced to arguing the most genuine regular guy on a major American Party ticket, the highest-ranking enlisted soldier ever to serve in Congress, whose biggest political achievement is making sure no kids go hungry in schools, is actually a gender-hating, valor-stealing, civilization-destroying anarchist who kind of looks like Chris Farley. In doing it, they're sounding even more racist and transphobic, more unhinged, and frankly, weirder and weirder.